Okay, just like with the sine rule and our right angle triangles, there's always a case where we also need to find an angle. Now, it's easy to choose when to use the sine rule to find an angle, and if you ever recognise a problem where you have three sides mentioned and you want to find an angle, so you can use the cosine rule when you have three sides and want to find an angle. This is the perfect time. So, step one. As always, label the sides. I'm just going to go A, B, C, making this little c, little a, little b. I've labelled the sides. Now, I'm trying to find out what angle C is. So the trick is I have to choose the rule that is going to incorporate angle C. And that rule will always be the one that starts with little c squared. Okay, so I've now chosen a rule that has capital C in it. That's what I need to make sure I've got. Okay, so I have selected my rule. My next step is to substitute what I know. So I know that little c is 8, little a is 6, little b is 4, I've substituted in everything that I know, and I need to try and find out what angle C is. So the simple thing is, I just now have to use my algebra skills and work backwards. So I have to do the opposite of plussing 6 squared and the opposite of plussing 4 squared. I'm going to do that in one step and do 8 squared, subtract 6 squared, subtract 4 squared. Which gives me minus 2 times 6 times 4 times cos of C. Now this is the part that has C. This is everything else, and it is being multiplied. So I have to undo that multiplication, and to undo multiplication I need to divide. So I'm going to divide by, don't forget that negative, 2 times 6 times 4, and that will equal cos C. Now, I have to undo the cos part, and to undo cos, I do the inverse. Just like every question when you're finding an angle, you always end up with an inverse in the problem. So I have rearranged my equation. Notice I didn't actually do any calculations up to this point. I've just worked with the numbers as they were. This was to minimise making a arithmetic mistake along the way. All I have to do is go straight to my calculator and type that in now. So from the calculator, you can see I did this once before, but that's the equation that we need here. But let's just show you again. So I want cos. Oops. I want cos to the minus 1, and I'm going to use the fraction template. 8 squared minus 6 squared minus 4 squared divided by, don't forget the negative, 2 times 6 times 4, and I need to get that as a decimal answer, 104.478. 104.478. So C degrees is 104.478. And if I have a very quick look, this is an obtuse angle and this is an obtuse angle, so it makes sense. All done.